many years have you been doing these videos again? 18. And how many times have the Leafs won 2 games in the second round? One. When was the other time? No, this was the one. Oh, you deserve this. I know. Also, we deserve this. Let's go! Do you have a humiliation kit? This is all I ask you to do. I'm having a great finger flick. You're allowed to show up. This team is ruining my life. I'm taking crazy pills. With you, wherever you are, welcome to LFR. Victory, Puppy Ziggy! I don't know why you chose to stand that far away, but game 1. I didn't get that one. It's all right, the Leafs got that one. Here, man, you're so far away. Give it back. Here, you want this? Iggy, come. Iggy, yeah. Here, this is for game 2. This is what just happened. Oh, man, that one was on you. It's all right, same team. Oh, the Leafs get a playoff win. You don't even talk about it. Fine, let's get a redo and do it again. Leafs win 4-3 over the Florida Panthers in game 2 of their round 2 series. We're gonna talk about that game, but first, NHL Fantasy Stars. Download the app now and face me. Buddy, I'm doing good at this. This is my favorite fantasy game to play in these playoffs, and it is the official fantasy hockey game of the NHL and the NHLPA. Download NHL Fantasy Stars on the Apple Store and Google Play. It's free to play and it runs daily so you can play it anytime. Doesn't matter that the second round started. Whether you want nostalgia or the thrill of ripping open a pack of new cards, NHL Fantasy Stars is the game you want to play. I'm yelling it at you. The night isn't over yet, but I made some bold decisions here and they're paying off. I have a bunch of Panthers. I benched them all. I got a few Jets and a Dallas Star, oh yeah. But in the team slot, I got the Leafs. There's 19 points right there. Lawton, 7 points because he had 5 hits and 2 blocks. And I swapped out Marchand for Max Pacioretty, and it was the right call. 20 points. Get a load of this stat line. 1 goal, 1 assist, 1 shot, 7 hits, and a block. You know what? I'm in the mood. I'm ripping open a gold pack right now. I want more Leafs. 1,000 coins. I don't care. I got the coin. Austin Matthews! Carter Verhaeghe. Dylan Strome? I'll take Dylan Strome. Matthews is a crazy pull. Oh, does that mean you're benching Lawton next game? No. Him and Matthews can go in the lineup at the same time. I got a flex spot. Become the GM of your own NHL hockey team like me. Set lineups, buy and sell players, and make blockbuster trades. Take on me. I'm Steve Dangle. Adam Wild and Jesse Blake. All NHL playoffs. It's all daily so you can join at any time. And today we got a playoff offer. Get a free 10-player pack. Download NHL Fantasy Stars today and try to beat me, Adam Wild, and Jesse Blake. I had a great night in fantasy, and I had a great night streaming this game. Leaf fans, if you're exhausted, I am sweating. If you're exhausted and you're like, what? I've watched playoff games before. Why am I dragging buttocks on the ground? You know, that was not a usual playoff game. Well, it's the playoffs, there's always intensity, second round ribbon. No. Breakneck speed at both ends of the ice. It was unhinged. The Leafs get 2 power plays early. 2 power plays in the first 9 minutes. You can't hope for that kind of fortune. And they blow it, and it's them who take a penalty. And it's McMahon on Marchand. And what do the Panthers do? Score immediately. Barkov on the power play, and it's 1-0 Panthers, their first lead of this series. Now this is tough. You're losing on home ice. You got the power play advantage. You know you're not getting the next one. I mean, you would have to hope for a miracle like them throwing the puck over the glass. Dmitry Kulikov throws the puck over the glass. Boys, lock in! And the top unit is out there, and the top unit looks okay, and the top unit does not score! So the second unit gets out there. Alright, fine. Let's see what they... Get a load of how metal this is. Morgan Riley puts it on. Max Pacioretty, perfect tip past Bobrovsky, and he roofs it. But he doesn't even know that he scored. So guess what he does? He scores again. Skates over to the corner. Stares into the camera. I don't think I've ever seen a player do that. And he just goes, ah! Max is absolutely ready to tear this place apart. Ties it at 1. Dude, Max Pacioretty. You know what? We're not even gonna waste time because he has another great play. Now, there are a few lineup changes for the Leafs. For example, they have Joseph Woll in net. The reason for that is Sam Bennett injured him, like he injures people all the time, and he gets away with it all the time. It is unbelievable that Colin Campbell has a job. Shane Pinto was suspended for half a season, and MLB umpires have been fired over less than what Colin Campbell did. I referenced it last video. Anyway, it's Joseph Woll. Panthers. They get Ekblad back. That's big. They get Mackie Samoskevich back in the lineup. That's big. I love this kid throughout the season. You heard me talk about him on the podcast. But one thing stays the same. Stop sleeping on Lundell, Luostarinen, Marchand. Adding Marchand to that group is the most ridiculous luxury. Complete breakdown in the Leaf zone. Riley, who I was just singing the praises of, Marchand all alone, he backhands it in 15 seconds into the second. After such a good end to the first, that's a brutal start to the second. And right away, this is shaping up to be the kind of playoff game that you lose and regret losing for a long time. Let me give you an example. Game 4, 2018, Leafs taking on the Bruins in Toronto. Dries Bergeron not playing in that game. He was too hurt to play. Leafs are down 2-1 in that series, but guess what? You're on home ice and there's no Bergeron. What happens? Bruins score like a minute in. Pretty sure it was Brad Marchand, and the Leafs drop that game. They're down 3-1 in the series. They forced game 7, but he shouldn't have blown that game. What's this one? You're on home ice. Penalty advantage. Don't score. First penalty you take, it's in the back of your net immediately. You tie it, hooray. Allow a goal in the first 15 seconds of the second. Like, you're just stacking up bad things on top of each other, but it didn't take long for them to get it back on track. Almost exactly 4 minutes later, at some point in the second period, this game that was just a slog fest along the walls split wide open. Oliver Ekman-Larsson finds Max Pacioretty with speed we haven't seen since, I don't know. He feathers a pass over to Willie. Willie's able to get just enough that he fools Bob. William Nylander feeling it. This guy cannot be stopped. The Leafs tie it again. This is where the game completely jumps the shark. Scott Laughton hits Evan Rodriguez. A lot of people really didn't like that hit. Is it a 5-minute major? In no universe. Is it a 2-minute minor? I could see that. I don't think it's one of those dangerous boarding hits, but, you know, he does kind of get him in the numbers. Nate Schmidt jumps him, Laughton defends himself, and Evan Rodriguez goes to the room. These were the penalties. Scott Laughton roughing against Nate Schmidt, that makes sense. Nate Schmidt roughing against Scott Laughton, that makes sense. Scott Laughton roughing against Nate Schmidt again, and Evan Rodriguez embellishment? So, what? Hey, listen, fair is fair. Brother, I don't know how that's embellishment. I know Panthers fans didn't like my reaction to some of the things that went on in game 1. I don't get that one at all. I don't understand how Laughton gets 2 roughings for defending himself. I don't understand how Scott Laughton gets 2 penalties in that sequence, and neither of them were against Rodriguez. So wait, out of that hit, Laughton on Rodriguez, the only one who was penalized was Rodriguez for embellishing. And yeah, he would return to the game, but he went down the tunnel. So they hand out 4 penalties total, and it's 5-on-5 action. Explain that one, Steve. I'd love to. I can't. Now, do I feel bad that the Leafs caught that break? No. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's game management or what. I don't know how you're managing the game. Like, it's Nate Schmidt going after Scott Laughton, trying to take him off the ice for as long as possible. He's an important player to the Leafs. The Bruins, force a habit because of Brad Marchand. Marchand and the Panthers were going after him all night. And it's Laughton for a third pair defenseman. I don't know if that's a fair trade. I don't know. But, like, if you get enough embellishment penalties, you get fined for it. I imagine the league is going to rescind this one. Yo, that's a bizarre call. And just when you thought the refs were out to get those Panthers and they were rooting for the Leafs, the mugging of Pontus Holmberg commenced. The Panthers kicked this young man up and down the ice. They gave him 4 Batista bombs, 3 people's elbows, 2 attitude adjustments, and a stone cold stunner. At one point, it looked like it was Sam Reinhart, I think, gave him like the master's lock. I think there was a mandible claw in there, or it might have been Mr. Sacco. Depends what era you watched. Holmberg gets rocked in open ice. Puck is nowhere near him, and he's taken down. No call. Oh, it's an accident. And then Holmberg, dastardly intimidating Pontus Holmberg, takes the call. Well, this is bad. Scott Laughton, a key penalty killer, isn't out there. We'll start with that. Because he got 4 minutes for defending himself for a hit that he wasn't even penalized for, and the other guy got an embellishment call. You see how this is all adding up to nothing that makes sense? Okay. And the Leafs allowed a goal very, very, very quickly on the Panthers' last power play. That can't happen again. Like we already established, the Leafs, up to this point in this game, haven't been bad exactly, but with certain opportunities, they're playing with fire. A huge, 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 massive kill by the Leafs, getting their sticks in lanes, which they did a beautiful job of tonight, blocking shots, which they did a beautiful job of tonight, and Joseph Woll with the occasional helping save. The Leafs survive till the end of the second period with a tie. No, they don't! You wish it was a tie, but it's a max! This play was completely disgusting. Domi collects it behind the Leafs net, hands it off to Lorentz. Lorentz sends it into the middle of the ice where Scott Laughton wins a puck battle with, I didn't notice this at the time, Nate Schmidt. Hey, reunited and it feels so good. Protects the puck and hands it off to who's that behind him? Oh, look at that. It's Morgan Riley, but he's like, I can't have the puck right now. There's a guy right there. Hands it off again. It's Steven Lorentz once again, and he's got the speed. He's got a lane. You could call this a partial break. And what do you do in a partial break? Well, the answer, usually if you're Max Domi, is pass it. So Lorentz pulls a Domi, gives it to Domi, snipes it. Maximum Domi! His second of the playoffs and second in this barn. Gives the Leafs their first lead of the game. From one end of the ice to the other. Disgusting team effort from the Leafs. And they head into intermission with a 1-goal lead. Okay, so remember all the shenanigans from the second period? Yeah, okay. No, it's good. Just keep it in mind. You want to see something really funny? Here's the penalties called in the third period. This league's so good. 0! I'm not even saying there should have been. There should have been. I'm not even saying it, though. It's just like, that is the easiest thing to predict ever. Also, I can't believe I'm about to say that. I'm gonna say it. Shout out Wes McCauley. So, for those of you who don't know or might have been confused, Wes McCauley was not a ref in this game. It was Francois Saint Laurent and Dan O'Rourke. There were two linesmen. One of them left the game, and Wes McCauley, who was in the building and on standby, had to fill in as a linesman. That can't be easy. You might be rolling your eyes right now, but you ever get plunked into the middle of something at work? You ever get plunked into the middle of something that's 2/3 done, but there's still a ton of work to do, and also your role is important? Yeah, but it also makes it funnier that there were technically 3 refs on the ice and nothing called. Now, remember I talked about that third line from the Panthers? Yeah, I'm gonna keep saying their names until you remember them all. It's not just Brad Marchand's line, it is Anton Lundell and Eetu Luostarinen. Luostarinen. Well, anyway, Aaron Ekblad. Remember that guy? He was suspended last game. Well, he was playing in this game. He throws it through the blue paint. Who's there? It's Lundell. It's in the back of the net. Lundell's 3rd of the playoffs, and Luostarinen, that's his 6th assist. I'm telling you, pay attention. The Panthers tie it relatively early in the 3rd. Oh boy, the Leafs, man, they're leaving this. All of a sudden, I'm remembering moments from earlier in the game. I'm thinking about how, like, oh man, it's tied now, and anyone could win this, but it was winnable. You had the lead in the 3rd. And Mitch Marner said, hey, shut up. Leafs have it in the offensive zone. This is seconds later. Matthews doing a good job hunting, as he did all game. I can't wait to talk about him. Jake McCabe fires it well wide into the corner on purpose. Marner comes up with it. Marner shoots the puck on its side. So it's a total knuckler that fools Bob with the ping heard round the world. Daddy's home. Mitch Marner, his 2nd of the playoffs, gives the Leafs the lead again less than 20 seconds later. Dude, game 1, he sets up the game-winning goal by Matthew Knies. This is the first game since his child was born, and it's on his birthday. That's a great performance. And now here he is with what could be the eventual game-winning goal. You know what's funny? Paul Maurice made a joke about, like, well, we don't write on the board, like, who the new fathers are. Okay, yeah, good point. Aren't you starting to think you should? Dude, we all saw that. Everyone saw this coming, right? We were all like, oh, dad strength. Like, it's not a bit. We see it happen all the time. I think it might be happening here. I love it. And that goal happens to the Leafs so often. And it happened to Florida. That, oh, we're feeling good, feeling great deflation. And even though there is a significant amount of time left in this game, we're talking over 14 minutes left in this game for the Leafs to figure out it doesn't feel like the same Panthers team after that goal. Not right away. 2 moments made me soil myself, just about. Joseph Woll, this ridiculous save on Mackie Samoskevich. It's a shame he's a Panther. It's such a fun name. Dude's named Mackie. He's pretty good, man. I keep telling you, but he got robbed there. And also this one, Jake McCabe clearing the puck out of the blue paint with his glove. Oh my. Panthers pull the goalie for the extra attacker. Matthews misses the empty net again. But the Leafs keep clearing the zone. They get it out and they hold on for the 2-0 series lead. The Panthers had 28 shots on goal to the Leafs just 20. 1 in every 5 shots beat Sergei Bobrovsky tonight. Leafs dominated the faceoff circle though, 62.7%. Leafs out-hit the Panthers, believe it or not, 41-39, although the Panthers had the puck more. NHL.com says the Leafs had 15 giveaways to the Panthers 5. I'm just gonna straight up hope that's wrong, but this is it. And this is Craig Berube hockey. The Panthers had 8 block shots. The Leafs had 25. Look at this! I'm holding it too close. Look at this! This is the deserve to win-o-meter from this game. It says that the Panthers are supposed to win this game 77.8% of the time. Leafs only 22.2, which looks satisfying, but it's not. And here's the thing about it. Leafs win! You know what's crazy? I didn't even rip the meter. Leafs win! There you go. This second time's that I split it like right. Wow, the Panthers still have some here. They're nearly half of the time. Now, even though I ripped up the deserve to win-o-meter and crumpled it up and threw it away, Natural Stat Trick and Money Puck, they do legitimately important work. I'm not trying to insult their work. It is a privilege to have that in the public sector, but there's a reason why they play the games to the final horn. Also, I'm not buying the narrative that the Leafs got, like, majorly outplayed, and I'm not also buying the narrative that Bobrovsky was bad. First goal is a legitimately crazy tip from Max Pacioretty. It's a thing of beauty. It's great. The second goal from Nylander, it's a rush chance. It's William Nylander. You might like him to make a save there. The Max Domi goal, what on earth is Bob supposed to do? It's a breakdown of epic proportions coming at breakneck speed. He's preparing for the player on a breakaway who hands it off. And it's a well-placed shot from Max. And the Marner goal pings beautifully off the bar. It's a perfect shot. Was there a screen? I don't know how much. But you gotta remember, it's not only your guys who can screen the other goalie. Nyes was there. Barkov clears him out. I don't think Bobrovsky sees this the whole way. And is this not just a repeat of what we saw against the Sens? Offensive possession time, you give it to them. Shot attempts, you give it to them. Actual shots on goal, it's a lot closer. And in this one, it would have been much closer had the Leafs not been leading for most of the back half. Craig Berube hockey. Baby questions. Before I get to your questions, there were 1,000 questions about Austin Matthews and what's wrong with him. Is he playing injured? Let me tell you something. Austin Matthews in his line with Mitch Marner and Matthew Nyes is going head to head against Carter Verhaeghe, who had 40 goals last season, Sasha Barkov, who is always called the most underrated player in the league, which makes him not underrated, and is a Selke winner and a Selke nominee this year, and Sam Reinhart, who's a Selke nominee this year. 2 Selke nominees are on the same line. You don't see that at the Olympics, and the Panthers have that in the NHL. And yet, the Matthews line, centered by Matthews, is outscoring Barkov's line 3-0 in 2 games. Yeah, Barkov had the goal tonight. It was on the power play. That's not that line. So what's going on with Matthews? Well, I could ask the same about you. The focus should be on, hey, Marner's playing pretty well. Hey, Nyes is playing pretty well. And I'm going to throw a hypothesis out there. Part of the reason Marner and Nyes are having such a good time in these playoffs, such a good time in this series so far, is the exhaustive defensive work of Austin Matthews, a beast with his stick on the stick check and breaking up passes and getting the Leafs out of their zone. They didn't have a great first period. They didn't. But they kept the chances, the scary stuff, to a hard minimum. We gotta stop thinking that Matthews is useless when he's not scoring goals. That's just not how this guy works. Because when you actually think about it, there's 4 Selke nominees out of the 6 players
in this matchup. Barkov and Reinhart are nominees this year. Marner and Matthews have been nominees in other years. And then there's Verhaeghe and Nyes, two very good players in their own regard. Listen, you used to be able to watch Matthews with your eyes closed. You could have watched Matthews highlights and said to yourself, well, he's having a great season. I saw him score a goal 69 times. That's hard to do. The game Matthews is playing is a little harder to find on the highlight reel, but it's something special out there. Similar vein, not a question, but Scott Laughton was an amazing pickup at the deadline. I don't care, that is a great question. Dude, Scott Laughton was in the Panthers' kitchen all night. They don't like that guy. And what he has allowed the Leafs to do is they basically have kind of what the Panthers have with Lindell and Luosterainen and Marchand, a secondary shutdown line. Now, the Lindell line is having much more success offensively. But if you need the puck to just be over there, not here, over there for a little while, the Laughton, Lorentz, and Yarncroke line is going to keep it over there. They're going to get it over there. And you're going to try to get out, and they're going to put it back there. And they might even get a scoring chance there. Listen, I love Nikita Grabenkin. I love him with all my heart. A first-round pick is nothing to sneeze at, but a player this good, this useful, and I think you're going to fall even deeper in love with this guy during the regular season next year. At $1.5 million against the cap next year? Oh, yeah. No, it was a good move. And oh, look at this one. Florida bounce back at home. Thoughts? Hey, maybe you're right. You know what? We should thank Sens fans. We should thank every bitter fan that saw the Leafs beat the Ottawa Senators and said something to the effect of, good luck with Florida. Well, good luck has followed the Leafs through the first 2 games of this series, and now they just have to win 2 out of the next 2 to 5 games. Oh, but those 2 are the hardest. Listen, this is why you fought for home ice advantage so hard. Because who knows, the Panthers might own their barn in Florida. We don't know yet. This thing might get dragged to 7. And if it does, 4 of them will be in Toronto. You fought for that in the regular season. You got it. Joseph Woll, cool as a cucumber. He got better as the game went. Got it. Performances up and down the lineup. Got it. And I tell you what, you'd rather be heading to Florida with a 2-0 series lead than without. Last thing, we are recording two brand new Steve Dangle podcasts tomorrow at the Sport Check at Maple Leaf Square. We are going to be recording our regularly scheduled episode. I'll have a better mouth tomorrow. Regularly scheduled episode tomorrow. And we're going to be recording the STP VIP episode, which you can just come and watch at the Sport Check at Maple Leaf Square. We'll start recording 11:30-ish, maybe a little after, and we'll be going until we're done recording both shows, which I think will take until at least 2. Sport Check at Maple Leaf Square. Come check it out. Wave. Say hi. You can stay for the whole thing. You can stay for a few minutes. It's up to you. My friends, for now, that is it for this one, so I can preserve my voice so I can actually talk to you tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. That's 6 wins. 2 down in this series against the defending Stanley Cup champs. Keep her going.